There is a mukbang with Chelsea on my VOD channel already. And it's... Oh my god! Oh my god, she's here! Everybody, please welcome to the stage, Ms. Ayla Woodruff.
Hi!
Whoa! Oh my god, hi! Hi, Bambi! Hey, girl! Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Yes!
Hi.
Yes, you look amazing, as always.
Oh, what is this? Is this your egg? Is this your egg?
This...
Oh my goodness, this is your egg.
This is, yes, this is Bambi and her egg. She, loves to bring toys to all the visitors.
Oh yeah, she's just so excited.
Yes.
Oh, Bambi.
Oh my god. Okay, whoa. I am like overwhelmed right now.
Yeah?
Yes.
Don't be overwhelmed.
No, but every time I see you, I just am like, wow.
I'm just changing like crazy
Well,
too.
yes. And
Yeah.
you were already glowing pre-pregnancy and
the glow has stopped.
no. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Is that real?
Third trimester hit and now my glow has stopped.
Oh my goodness, hi Barry.
Barry, this is just
Oh,
the best
Barry
way in the whole
boy.
world.
It only makes sense that we have some dogs
Is Barry
around
still
for
like your dog?
No,
basically?
no, honestly. Not since we moved.
Really?
Yes.
What happened, Barry?
Barry used to visit me in my room at the C4 house like every night. Like he would sleep with me.
That's what I know. I feel like he was your dog.
Well, okay. One of the like coolest things anyone's ever said to me was that one time when you were like, "Hey, like Barry's like your dog, you know, like
Yeah.
you should just like take him."
And
And I was like,
I know.
I would. But honestly, since we moved in here, he hangs out in Ryan's room more.
Really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Both Bambi and Barry, they hang out in there more.
They just moved on?
Well, I like to think it's because I don't have a bed.
Wait, where do you sleep?
Let's see if you can figure it out.
Obviously
Oh.
in here.
Mhm.
Wait, do you just put this down every night?
Every night.
There's no way.
And every morning. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because look, my bed, this
Oh my
bed is
God,
pretty
that's
big.
Crazy.
I have this queen size bed that's leaned up against the wall right now, and I would just, it was taking up like this entire space.
Wow.
And then I love streaming. I love using this space as an office, and it just couldn't accommodate for both an office
Wow,
and bedroom.
guys, he did this for you.
That's right.
This is his commitment to you guys is not sleeping, is having to put his bed up every single night.
I
Every
sleep
single
on
day.
the floor. Exactly. I sleep on the floor for you. And
Wow.
I don't know. I just like, I feel like there's more space in here, and it feels like we can actually,
I mean, yeah, and it's
Feel like it's a
and
studio?
It's nice because at the end of the day, you know, if you have a bed, sometimes it can be tempting to just come in and want to lay on your bed and
Yes.
relax. And this is a good way to be like, nope, I got to keep moving. I got to be on my computer. I got to get things done. So honestly, maybe it's a good mental thing to do.
especially working from home.
Yeah.
It's always tempting to go lay down on your bed when you just like don't want to do the next thing.
Yeah, and you're strong. You just can pick this. I mean, if it were me every day, I'd be like, I can't do it today.
Ayla, no, you are like stronger
can't
than
do it
I
today.
am.
I'm not pregnant, I am, but I'm kidding.
No, no, even pregnant or not.
No, not
Probably
during
even
pregnancy.
stronger during pregnancy.
Oh my gosh, it's been so hard to work out. It's so funny because like I feel like when you work out, you're obviously trying to hit a goal, and then you like you go to the gym consistently. You're waiting to see the progress. You're waiting to like pick up the heavier weights because you're like, okay, every day I'm getting better. I'm getting better. And then in pregnancy, it's like the weirdest thing because you're working out and you're trying to get to a goal, but it's absolutely impossible because you will continue to gain weight.
Yep.
You can't not gain weight.
Yeah.
And then you have to go lighter on your weights sometimes because it's just you're so heavy here that you're already lifting this. So then you're like, I don't want to lift up 30 anymore.
I'm already walking around with like this 30-pound weight vest on.
Yeah,
Like how much more can I
so
pick
it's
up?
like it's like almost like trying to stay consistent is the goal instead of like going up.
Well, you've done a very good job at that.
I'm trying.
I always wonder like when someone's pregnant and yeah, you keep working out and then it's like you love your belly. Like, is it a love-hate relationship? Like, cause you can't find the progress in the gym, but also you're like so happy that your belly's growing.
Yes and no. It's like I love having a belly. I think it's like so fun to like be pregnant. There's times when I don't like having a belly, like when I sleep.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Every
I
night?
can't wait to sleep without my belly.
yeah.
I'm a stomach sleeper.
On your
So
stomach?
Oh, I love sleeping on my stomach.
Okay, yeah. I do that
love
sometimes.
sleeping on my stomach. I like sleeping on my back, and I can't do either of that
Mm-hmm.
when I'm pregnant. You have to only sleep on your side.
Oh.
And it's so uncomfortable to like flip over because you're like flipping this whole thing over, and then he's putting pressure on like my bladder, so I'm like up every night having to pee. It's just like a lot. But I do like, I mean, the bump to me is fun. Like, I think it's cute. Like,
I almost don't remember you before you had a bump.
Oh, well, we will get back to that.
Yeah,
very
we will.
soon.
We
oh
will. Yes. Hi, Goopy. Hello, Goopy. How you doing, buddy?
Are you just a good boy?
Oh yeah.
I love you.
Oh yeah. Yes. Ayla is like the dog mom whisperer, the most lover of dogs ever. Which of course.
I love how baby just brought in a new toy. Just like brings all the toys.
Always.
So
She
funny.
always wants to show off whatever she has to bring in. But yes, we will get to some of your dog lover origin story here.
Oh yeah, so many.
But yes, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for telling us your life story.
Yeah.
I texted Ayla this morning. I was like, "Is there anything that you don't want me to ask?" And she was like, "Nope, you can ask whatever you want." So I hope you don't regret saying that.
I don't really know, and like, I mean, at the end of the day, if there's something that I'm just like, oh well. We'll skip that one.
Yes.
Then we'll just skip it.
Exactly. You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about, and but you can talk about whatever you do want to talk about too.
So is that like kind of like your podcast?
Essentially.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like basically like a podcast for you, just live on streaming.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Nice.
And then I just made. Well, I didn't just make it, but I have a VOD channel.
Okay.
And so then I just uploaded straight to the VOD channel.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Almost, yeah. I'm gonna start uploading all of the life stories up to the VOD channel. I've done JC,
Oh, we love that.
Ryan Crawford, and Jake Weber.
Love that.
And you're the first girl.
I made it before Chelsea. What the heck?
Well, yes. I was just telling them I need to like just straight up catch up with Chelsea too. So maybe we'll do like a catch up and life story. We'll see.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Okay, so let's take it back to the beginning. Now I didn't know this, but are you from Arizona? Janie, thank you for the gifted sub.
Thank you. I love when, do you have that thing where it goes, thank you?
No, I need more sound alerts like that.
It's like, I just love it.
Yes.
It's like a sound, yeah, I love that sound alert.
Thank you, Janie. You're from Arizona?
No.
Is that true? Google says you're from Arizona.
I know. I was born in Burbank, California.
Okay.
I lived in Arizona for 6 years of my life, but I lived there when I was probably like 7 to 13.
Okay.
Ish. So I would, Google likes to think that I spent my whole life there, but I really just spent like 6 years.
Yeah.
In Arizona. But I was born in California. And then when I was younger, I also lived in like Florida as well. So I kind of like bounced around a lot.
And actually, I just had this flashback to I've had a few conversations with both of Ayla's parents, but in particular, I just had a flashback to a conversation with your mom.
Really?
And yes, she told me that like when you like this crazy story about like when you guys were super young, they were working super hard. Your parents are like making stuff happen for you as a family. Do you remember that at all?
Like in terms of career wise?
Yeah. Like she was just telling me like it was just a crazy schedule. We had so much going on. I had she had 3 kids that were all like under the age of like 4 or something at once.
I mean, yeah, my mom popped us all out really fast.
Okay, yeah.
So definitely, I'm 30, my sister's 29, my brother's 27.
Wow.
And my other brother's 25.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah.
4 kids pretty much in 4 years.
Boom. Yeah.
And yeah, I just remember her saying like, we just made it work. Your dad's name has the same name as me.
Yeah.
And
what's crazy is like, so I took my dad to like a vacation this weekend for his 60th birthday.
Looked amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah. Lake Arrowhead is beautiful. Mm-hmm. But it was so funny because he was like, do you want to invite any friends? Oh no, I asked him, I was like, do you want to invite any friends, Dad?
Don't.
Yeah, and
Don't
he was like, he's like, oh, no, but like if you want to invite your friends, like you should. And I was like, oh no, Dad, this is your birthday. He's like, yeah, but you know who would be really fun to have is either Seb or Brian. I was like,
oh my God,
Dad, I'm not going to invite my friends to your birthday. And he was like, No. Like, they're just, they would be so fun. I think you should tell them. Like, tell them they're missing out.
Oh, my God.
I obviously didn't even text you because I was like, I'm not going to invite my friends. But, like, it's so funny to me that he wanted you to be there.
That is so...
I was like, what the heck?
That makes me so happy.
Isn't that funny?
No, what you like literally I love talking to both your parents at all the different events that you've thrown and like your whole family's always there.
But it just cracks me up. Like he didn't want to invite any of his friends. He wanted me to invite you or Seb. I was like, what the heck?
Me and Brian, especially the last time that at your house on 4th of July.
Yeah.
We really were having a good chat.
Really?
And he was like, yeah, we should grab beer sometime. And I actually,
yeah,
I was
and he's not kidding. He's
Yes.
not just trying to be nice. He's like genuinely like, yeah, let's hang out. He wants to, I feel like my dad just wants to be young again. He's like,
I feel like he is, like at heart at least.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to him, I don't feel like I'm talking to like a dad / soon to be granddad.
yeah, he's funny. I'm like really excited to see what he's going to be like as a grandfather because I don't know.
He's going to be so fun.
Oh yeah, he's going to be so sweet.
Yeah.
He's already like, and he's funny because like he hides his emotions sometimes. So when things get really sentimental, he just starts laughing, and I'm like, Dad, it's okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's funny like that.
No, I love both your parents, and it's so much fun to go to all the different things that you've done, like at in Malibu, at Nobu, that event.
Yeah.
I got to talk to your parents there, 4th of July, and like the baby,
gender
the gender reveal, everything like that.
We had the why do I keep
Oh,
getting
shoot.
hair?
There's a lot of dogs running around.
Oh, it's fine. It's the same at my place. But yeah, and then we have the baby shower coming up, which I still have to plan.
Oh yeah, but you're gonna love planning it.
No, it's gotten to the point now where sorry,
this is just work.
It's gotten to the point now where I'm like getting tired.
Yeah.
And the thought of planning a whole event is like.
I feel you. Well, you guys have done a lot around your pregnancy.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you are pregnant.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a lot to manage.
Yeah, and I'm 4'11", if anyone doesn't know. So I'm really tiny, and it's hard for me to carry a Kian-sized baby.
Oh my God.
Because Kian's 6'1", so I'm basically holding a smaller version of Kian just inside, and I'm like,
and it's already like bouncing around like Kian does.
Yeah, can you just chill out for a second? Because I have no. Oh my God, it's my dad.
Oh yeah, take it. Can we say hi?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Brian, we spawned him. Okay.
Dad. Yes.
Brian, you're live on Twitch.
Dad, guess who I'm sitting with right now? No, Dad, guess who I'm sitting with right now?
It's a guy.
Let me guess. Let's see, there's probably 12 million people in LA, and I would have to say Casey.
No,
Dad, it's a guy.
We have the same name.
You have the same name.
Oh, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian.
What's up, Brian? How you doing?
Doing great, man. I wanted you to go to the, shoot, what was it called?
To your birthday to Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah, Lake Arrowhead with us. But
Yeah.
I don't know, where were you, man?
I don't know. I got gate kept by Ayla over
I
here.
never told him.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Ah.
I was like, how about Brian and Sebastian? Have those guys come.
I literally just told him that. And because Dad, it's supposed to be about your birthday.
Ayla, so now you're busted.
Yeah, I'm busted.
Busted.
So I guess you're going to have to do it all over again.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I have to get Lake Arrowhead booked again just for that.
A birthday redo. I'll be there.
You know what? Brian and I will think of a better place to go.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
on my card. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Come up with something really cool. Then we'll invite everybody.
Okay, sounds good.
This time we'll do the invite list, not you.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. Sorry about that.
We'll have to grab beers sometime soon, Brian.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, man. That'd be great.
I love this guy.
Well, I'm doing his basically like his podcast thing right now, so I have to get going, but is everything okay?
It's right down the road from me, so shoot me. Hey, Brian, did I get your phone number?
No, I don't think. Wait, actually, maybe. Let's make sure.
I'll make sure to give it to him, Dad.
Okay, yeah, I will make sure she does too.
Yeah, because
Okay, thank God.
Actually, I think I did. I think I did get it. But anyway, shoot it over anyway. Hey, will you tell? Excuse me, Brian. Ayla, will you tell Raina that I got the part, please? And I'm heading back to my hangar.
Yes.
Thing on. I'll get it on just as soon as possible.
That
Yeah, I'll
makes
tell her
me-
right now.
That makes me so happy.
Thanks. I'll keep her posted.
It's a genuine friendship here we have here, and I think that I'm gonna be celebrating Brian's birthday. Just
Yeah, that's fine.
We're gonna have our own party. We're gonna go grab some
Okay.
beers. W Dad, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, bye.
He is so sweet. We love Brian.
We
We love
love
Brian. Okay, so we need to actually get going on your life story.
Okay,
here.
yes, let's go.
There's too much to chat. We always have a lot to chat about.
Okay, I know. Let's start.
But I actually need to learn some things about you.
Okay.
Okay,
Go.
so
Trivia.
you were not from Arizona. You
No.
were born in Burbank. Your
Yes.
parents were here. Your mom popped out 4 kids in
Yes.
4 years. They were hustling. They made all this amazing shit happen, raised a beautiful, awesome family. And then you moved to Arizona. You also lived in Florida. Now, tell me this. You're the oldest, right?
Yes.
And what do you think that kind of, like, what role did you play in your family as the oldest?
Literally the typical older sister. Like, I was always, everyone was like, stop being the mom, Ayla. We already have one. Because I would always try to take on, like, the mom tendencies and, you know, not necessarily discipline, but, like, if my brothers were messing up, I'd be like, don't do that. Like, do it this way, or I'm telling mom, or blah, blah, you know, just that sister. But I also tried to be, like, a really good role model for my siblings. Like, I would do all the, like, I never really got in trouble at school. Like, you know, the only time I ever got in trouble was I dated this guy in high school, and he smoked weed. And
Oh
my
my
dad
God.
hated that. So my
Oh
dad
my
grounded
God.
me for like 3 months.
For dating someone who smoked weed, and you didn't
Yes.
even smoke.
Absolutely not. No, I never touched anything in high school. Even like drinking alcohol, like, you know, when all the kids would drink alcohol and sneak it from their parents, like, I think I maybe tried it twice in high school because I was like so scared that, you know, my parents were going to find out.
Yep.
And also they told me you know, they were right, but they're like, Ayla, you're really tiny. So whatever your friends take, if you take the same amount, you'll get drunk way faster.
Yeah, true.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm scared. So yeah, that's kind of like how I was. I still am that way with my siblings. Like, I try to take care of all of them if they ever need, like, they're always living with me. Like, someone's always staying with me, with my siblings, or doing work with me. I don't know. Like, I try to make sure that I'm kind of that person that is there for them if they need anything.
You're very reliable and responsible, and if anybody needs anything, yeah, they always know they can turn to you.
Yeah, like, that's honestly how it's become. And it's funny because it's like, it's now I feel like I'm almost like the parent. Like, my parents come to me too now. So it's like, I'm just like the one that everyone's like, what are we doing? We need you, blah, blah, blah. If there's like a holiday, it's always at my house, wherever it is. But I like that.
That's
I like
special.
feeling that way of, you know, I like when people need me. So
Yeah.
I like helping my family.
You're the nucleus of your entire family, the generation before you and your generation as well. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You're like the center of it.
Yeah, I
Of your-
guess.
like, essentially, I mean, like,
and now
ca-
this new generation coming.
another generation on the way.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you were a kid and you weren't drinking, and was it only because you didn't want to, like, get in trouble with your parents, or were y'all like religious at all?
I mean, I never didn't do anything because of like
God.
religion reasons. We grew up Catholic, and I did go to Catholic school for a long time, but it wasn't something that kind of like dictated our family's choices, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
But we definitely like would go to church on Sundays. And
Really?
then
Every Sunday?
for a while, yeah. And then at one point, I feel like in high school, it kind of just started. I guess it
Didn't
was
really go
like
on much.
dispersing a little bit. Like, you
Yeah.
know, we'd go here and there. And my dad kind of told my mom that he didn't want us to be forced to go to church. Not like we were being forced, but, you know, we went because my mom was like, oh, it's Sunday, so let's go to church.
Right.
My dad's like, you know, let them figure it out for themselves. And so then we kind of just stopped because, like, we're in high school, you know, we're not going to, like,
go on your own.
Mentally, like I'm not like making time to go to church. I'm like thinking like, okay, Sundays are for like last minute homework before Monday or whatever it is.
Right.
But yeah, I go to church now every now and then. Like I'm still, you know, I'm I guess my own religious.
Yeah.
Like I'm on my own religious time.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's cool that your dad was basically like, okay, you know what? We don't want to force this on them. We want this to be their own decision if it's something that they want in their lives. Because if you always feel like religion is forced upon you, one day you're going to look back and be like, do I actually believe this? Did I actually choose this for myself? Or is it just something that my parents put on me? So I think that was a good move by him.
Yeah.
And now here you are. You're still... Like, would you say, are you a Christian? Are you Catholic still? What do you think it is now? Nothing? No label? God? Is there a higher power?
There is a God. But I'm not, it's weird because like I believe in what I believe in, but I also, if someone has a different higher power that they believe in, I'm 100% just like, I get that. Like, I'm not sitting there being like, yeah, but my God is the right one.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I just don't know.
Uh-huh.
And I'm really like one of those people that's like, yeah, I do believe in what I believe, but I also like, I can't bet my life on it. So I don't know. Like, you could be right too. So I just am like, yeah, whatever someone believes in, there's got to be something. There has to be.
Yes.
I just don't know which one of us is right.
Well, yeah. And I mean, it's kind of audacious to just think that, hey, we as human beings can see everything that's going on with these little organisms of eyeballs in our heads. Like there has to be more going on than what we can just see. We've all experienced things where it's like, that was not just coincidence. There's got to be something kind of orchestrating and pulling the strings here, at least a little bit, to make everything work out.
Yeah, and I also am kind of also a believer in spirituality. Like, I think there's a lot of things that are, you know, science-based as well. I'm so broad on the spectrum of different things that I believe in, so it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint one.
Do you pray?
I do, but like on my own time. I'm not praying every night or like before dinners like I used to.
Yeah. What do you pray for?
A lot.
Really?
Like, yeah, different things, you know, like family, career, my baby, Kian.
What do you pray about for career? I'm just grilling you. This is really, I want to know.
For career, it's not like I'm like, oh, please be successful. Like, it's more of that I just hope that I don't know, like I don't make any wrong decisions where I'm, you know, it's hurting anyone around me or like, or I don't know how to explain it, but it's more of just, I hope things go smoothly. I hope I learn from this. I hope I can like be better at this. I hope like you can, you know, help like guide me in the right direction if things seem like it's getting hard. But it's not like, oh, I'm praying for money.
Right.
Please make me successful.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I think that that's a legitimate prayer to pray in this industry. And I mean, you've been making content for what, like 9 years, maybe longer?
I've been making content since like 2017.
Okay.
Nah.
16?
Like end of 17, beginning of 18.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize, like, and I'm kind of just learning this now, that every single day you have to make so many decisions and you have to be so creative and you have to like walk the line and push the envelope. You need to like make clickbait titles and you need to make these thumbnails that are crazy and you need to like share things about your life, and you just wonder like, should I share this? Should I not share that? Is that a person?
It's scary now too, because everyone is on the boat, on like the boat of being authentic, sharing anything and everything, which is great. But then the cancel culture is so real. So it's like you say one thing or do something bad, and I don't know, I'm scared. Like,
right.
Anything could happen. Like,
and like at any point, like in a regular job, basically you can go to work and you know what to expect. You know what you need to do to keep your job and you'll be fine. But in our job, you have to keep putting yourself out there, coming up with new ideas, towing the line. And you never know, like, what if one day, especially like we're live right now, you know,
I know
we can't, this isn't just a recording. Like I can't just edit something out.
I know.
This is a lot of pressure. And it's kind of like, oh, you say one wrong thing, it gets clipped, it goes viral, and that's the first thing people think of you when they hear your name or see your face for like at least a really long time, maybe the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So shout out to you for putting up with all of that pressure and continuing day in and day out.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, I like being on social media. I like talking to everybody. I feel like I have friends on social media that is so, especially now that I become a mom, so many moms have reached out to me, and I just feel like I started a whole new community, and it's like really, it's such a cool feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel that I have like my home and I have like my life, but then I have my friends on social, and they like comfort me sometimes more than just life. Like my real
friends.
Yeah.
Well, especially because you're going through something that not many of your friends IRL are going through.
Right. So it's so nice to have like another space where I can like talk to people about stuff, because this motherhood thing it's like scary.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's my first time.
Yeah. Well, you're absolutely crushing it.
I'm trying.
But okay, yes. So you weren't always in content creation. You went to high school. I'm assuming you were a 4.0 student.
No, I was not a 4.0 student.
Really?
No,
what?
I had I was like
Surprising.
I was in office hours every day.
What's
I
that?
was like that. Basically, if you're kind of just having like a hard time in school, like you can go to office hours, which is before school or after school, or you can go in at lunch, because my whole life, like I wanted to be a good student so badly. Like I just wanted to be smart. All I wanted to be was smart. And it was really hard for me. Like when I was younger, my parents, they had to put me into Sylvan Learning Center because like I couldn't read correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you dyslexic?
Yeah, like when I ask my mom, she's like, "Oh, no." But like I'm like,
I can't read this.
if I can't read things, I don't know. But
why is this sentence mixed up?
Yeah, but I would read a sentence and somehow add my own words into it.
Whoa. Okay. Like
yeah.
The dog walked over there, and you'd be like, the dog is crazy and walked over there.
Yeah, the dog walked over there yesterday. Like I'd add something in there or whatever it is, and then you know, when I would do a book report, it would just be wrong because I'm not reading it correctly.
Whoa.
So weird. I don't know. Or I'd skip words. And like I'd skip things that are important, or I'd have to like reread things over and over again because it wasn't sticking into my mind. And it was really frustrating for me because, you know, I would study so hard, and then I would get the test and I would forget, and I'd be like, I just forgot. Like I just spent so many hours trying to study. It was really hard, but I pushed and I got into college.
Yeah.
I had to go to community college for a little bit. And then
Smart. Going to community college is a very smart move, especially these days with tuition being out of control.
Yeah.
If you can go to community college for like 2 years and keep that tuition cost down, and then you can still finish up out of university, I think that was the right move.
Yes. And I feel like at the end of the day, I'm happy that I went to community college. I got a lot of credits out of the way, and I saved money, and then I worked every single day because I worked as a preschool teacher.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I worked as a preschool teacher. I was also a server, and then I would do this like babysitting job for this one family. So I would just kind of like hop to different things, and then I'd go to school, and I wound up saving a lot, and then I got to go to San Diego, which was great, and that's when I got my bachelor's degree. But
yeah,
now I do social media, so I don't even use it.
Yeah. Okay. So I did not know that you had those challenges in school. You know, possibly. I'm not going to put dyslexia on you, but like possibly something like that.
I finally went myself in college and like went to the doctor and was like, because at UCSD it's the quarter system. It's not like semesters, so it's not like first semester, second semester. It's like 3. You have like a quarter, and everything was like test based basically. So you have like essentially there could be a class, and the only 2 grades you'll get is your midterm and your final. And so if you fail the midterm, the best you can get is a C if you get an A on the final. So I was struggling because that school is like you're not so many smart people, and I was just like, oh, this is so hard for me. Like I was trying every day so hard, but I also had to work. Like
yeah, you had 2 jobs.
I had to go to work and to pay for my apartment. So I went to the doctors and I was like, listen, I've had this issue like my whole life, but now it's getting to the point where I'm like struggling, and I was prescribed Adderall for a long time.
Did it help?
Yeah, but I'm also
you're not trying to promote it.
I just am someone that like I get scared to become dependent on something.
Yeah.
Because your body gets used to something and then you need more milligrams. And then what if I don't take it one day? You know, you start feeling like, I don't know, like anxious.
Oh, yeah.
And you start feeling like extra tired. I don't know. And so I get in these phases where like I would take it, but I would only take like 10 milligrams. And then I would like go a week off. And then go a week on and go a week off because I was like, I have to make sure my body can breathe.
Yeah, you don't want to get dependent on it.
I have a weird mindset, yeah.
Well, freaking respect, Ayla.
Yeah,
I did not know about that entire season of your life, and especially like the struggle of like you are obviously a very, very intelligent human being. You're very smart. You're very intuitive. You're very socially and emotionally intelligent as well, and obviously book smart. But then you go to try to do what everyone else is doing and be a part of this educational system that is so testing based, and you've heard it so many times that doesn't work for everyone. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people can relate to that it's like, hey, I'm a smart person, like I understand concepts and everything like that, but maybe the way that we're grading our students isn't necessarily the way that my intelligence is best measured.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of in this world, like this collegiate academic world, being a smart person, but almost like being like, why is this working for everyone else but not for me? Like I don't, this doesn't seem to be fair. But you continue to push through it. You continue to work your 2 jobs. You went and got help. And then even with, Adderall, you're like still going to be responsible and not become dependent on that to get you through.
Yeah, I mean it's a definitely like and I still don't even feel smart. It's funny.
Oh my god.
No, I don't. Like it's like it's funny because Kian's really good at trivia. Like he does trivia questions. Like he loves like asking you random things. And my instant like I get pressure and anxiety, so I start overthinking. And then when people ask me like simple questions, I'm like, I don't know. Like he was like asking me like, who's the first president? And I'm like sitting there being like, and I knew it, but it's like, but it takes me a second. I'm not like, he's like quick. And I don't know, like things like that. I still find myself feeling like, oh, I'm not that smart because I still am having like trouble remembering things. I don't know.
No,
it's weird.
Well, I mean, smart is this big word that covers a lot of different ways that somebody can think and process. And a lot of people,
there's so many different ways of being smart.
Exactly.
It's not,
Exactly. And you are ridiculously intelligent. I mean, look at you and everything you're doing in your life. You can't, not be intelligent to get to where you are. But is it true that you were so you went to college, right? I don't want this to be too out of the blue. No. But I did do some research, okay?
What did you hear or read?
Is it true that you are or at least that you were told that you're too pretty to be a therapist?
Oh.
Is that true?
Yeah, basically.
I don't like that.
Basically, I was doing hours to try to gain for, I wanted to be an MFT, which is a marriage and family therapist. And as I was like working and going to this like separate course where you can like kind of sit in on sessions and stuff like that, I had a lady tell me that it would be better probably if I focused more on the children because I may not be getting a lot of work as a marriage and family therapist, because if like some couples going through issues, do you think that they would really want to come and sit with you? Like, let's say her husband's cheating on her or he's focused on other women, and then he comes in and they see you.
This model.
No, it's not even like that. But like she's like, think about what you would want. You'd probably want like, and this goes for a lot of people. Like you might want like an older person, someone who like seems wiser, who can like, who has zero attraction to the person you're worried about, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she basically told me that I probably won't get work and I probably won't make it.
Yeah.
If I want to do that field of psychology. And
do you think she was right?
I don't know. because realistically, it's, you know, when it does come down to things like that, when you go to see a therapist, you want someone, even if it's like basing it on looks, you want someone that feels comfortable. You want to walk in and instantly feel comfortable. You want to know that you're in a safe environment. You want to know that like you and your partner are here to get help and that there's going to be zero distractions. So who am I to say, like, I don't know if it would have worked or not. I would have loved to have done it. Yeah. But you know, maybe she was a blessing, because if I did that field, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. I would not have the dogs I have. I would have never met Kian. I probably wouldn't be pregnant. I don't know. My life would be so different.
Right.
So like, yeah.
Well, and that brings up a good point. You know, a lot of times we'll have our sights set on one specific direction that we're going to go in our life. We're investing into it. We kind of put all our eggs in that basket.
Yeah.
And then something comes along, someone says something that it's like, hey, nope, this isn't going to work out for you. And everything you thought was going to happen in your life isn't anymore. And in that moment, I'm sure it was kind of like, well, then what am I going to do? Like, this is where I thought I was going. And in times like that, it can kind of feel like a little like hopeless or like futureless, because you thought your future was one thing and all of a sudden it's gone. And so then you decided like, okay, I'm going to try to be a child therapist.
Yeah, then I was like, okay, maybe I should do child therapy, but child therapy is just way too hard for me, because I'm someone who like gets too emotional. So I would probably take the work home with me, and you have to learn as a therapist or psychiatrist to like leave your work at work, you know? And you have to deal with kids who have been through a lot, maybe are abused, maybe mentally, socially like suffering, and you want to like be there for them, but you have to follow certain guidelines. You can't take steps unless it's like absolutely, it's just so much that goes into it. And I knew that it would just crumble me. Like, I just knew I couldn't do it. And I was like, this is just too hard.
Well, I mean, it's smart of you to recognize that, hey, like, this would be something that you could possibly be good at, but to know your own personal limits and emotional ways you want to protect yourself.
100%. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I'm so happy that I have the life that I have now. Yeah. And I wouldn't change it. So,
yeah. So you went to college, you finished your degree, right? But I know this too. You switched your degree away from both of those things to industrial and organizational psychology?
Yeah. So my whole degree was beginning of like, it was basically industrial and organizational psychology. And then I was going into the field of like being a therapist. But yeah, I basically graduated with that degree, and then I went to another college after and got my human resources certificate, because I was like, well, I'll just go into human resources. Wound up realizing that I hate that.
Really? What happened?
You just sit in an office all day, and then you also can't really talk to people because you're not supposed to talk about work or other things. Like, you're like the private one that people come to when they're having issues. So you can't really like be friends with everybody. It was just the worst.
Did you get a job in HR?
It
or
wasn't
just were
like
training?
It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm human resources of this restaurant or this, you know, business office. I wound up doing I was like an assistant HR rep, so I was like doing the back end work, like the paperwork and stuff like that. But there was someone else ahead of me. And I was that, because you have to also gain hours as well. So that was like also my hours. And while I was doing that, I was like, I hate this.
You're like, no, this is not for me.
No, yeah.
So this is like fresh after college.
Yes.
And then you like, how did you get out of that and where did you go?
Well, I got out of that because I came back home.
To Burbank.
No, actually my parents at that point, we already lived in Agoura. That's where I went to high school.
California. Where is that? Northern?
It's literally like
it's here?
Yeah, it's here. It's like I think even if I put it, it's probably like 30 minutes from here, not even.
Is it towards like Calabasas?
Yeah, it's past Calabasas.
Oh, okay.
It's 15 miles from here, 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's like, okay.
So here we're here.
Yeah, okay. Thousand Oaks.
Yeah.
Ish. Okay.
So we lived in Agoura. I moved back home, and
was that kind of like, were you okay with moving back home after college?
Yeah, I mean, I moved back home too because like a relationship of mine also wasn't working out and I needed to get out. So I moved back home because I didn't have a place to stay in San Diego and I was already done with college. So I was like, well, I'll just go back home. And so I packed up all my stuff. I moved back to my parents. And then I was like, well, I need to find a job because I'm kind of starting from scratch again and I need to start making money fast. And that's how I got a job at Nobu.
Oh.
Yeah.
In Malibu?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know this.
I worked there for a year.
Did you make sushi?
No, I was not in the back. You have to start from the bottom. So like I started off as a busser.
Whoa. Yeah. Did you see any like crazy celebrities come in?
Oh, everyone.
Who?
Oh my God, everyone. Like,
did you see like Jason Derulo?
Yeah, I saw Drake. I saw
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, a lot. She comes in a lot.
Celine Dion.
I don't remember seeing her. Kim and Kanye. A lot of famous like writers, directors, you know, producers.
Were they nice?
Yeah, I mean everyone's really nice to me. I mean Justin Timberlake and his wife, what's her name?
Jessica Alba?
Not Jessica Alba.
Who is it, chat? Who's Justin Timberlake's wife? It's not Jessica Alba. Is it Jessica?
I think it
is
Jessica.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Is it Jessica?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't. Jessica Biel.
Biel, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
They were nice to you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I never had any issues with anyone.
What did Justin and Jessica say to you?
Nothing really. I mean, I was very professional. Like I never, you know, tried to dig into because you know, they want to probably come in and have a nice dinner. They don't need you. Like if they tried to engage with me, then yeah, I would talk back with them. I feel like actors kind of stay to themselves. Musicians talk more. They always try to like, you know, like make a joke or whatever, and that's fun. But yeah, I had a really good time. But I did like every single position there basically, except for cooking in the back and hosting.
Okay, and this is like what 2015?
No, this is like 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And by this time, were you aware of like the whole social media industry and that people were like making money and it was their job and stuff doing
I was kind of, I knew what social media was. I like kind of got like an idea. I wasn't involved really.
You didn't have like a following at that time?
No. Like, okay. I mean, I just had my own, I just like posted whatever I wanted. And then at one point I was living in Malibu because there was actually this guy who would come in consistently and he had a back house that he was like, I'm actually trying to rent out. Because for me, I was driving an hour every day to work because we lived really far. And so I rented out. Over the hill too. Yeah, so I rented out his back house. And when I was in his back house, I started thinking of like ideas of like funny workout videos. And I was like, you know what? I'll just start posting these videos and like see if it does anything.
On YouTube or Instagram?
On Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, I never did the YouTube thing for a while. And then once I started doing that, it got like a few extra views. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is fun. And a friend of mine at Nobu was like, you should meet one of my friends. He's in YouTube and you guys you would hit it off so well. And I was like, okay. So I met up with, like I went to lunch with all of them and he was really cool. He, you know, was super nice. And one day he was like, you should come with me to this party. It's like a big influencer party. And I was like, I didn't know what. He's like who cares? He's like, it's like at the Team 10 house. And I was like, I don't know what this Team 10 thing is. I was like, oh, I don't know. Like I'm getting off work late. Like, to be honest, I'm really tired. He's like, come on. Like there's a lot of really big people there. I had no idea like any of these people, but I like was like, fine, I'll go.
Yeah.
So I like brushed myself together, went to this party.
After work.
Yeah. And that's how I basically got my foot into social media because I met this guy, George Janko, and then he took me to 1600 Vine, and I met every single person, like Logan Paul, like Amanda Cerny, Wampa, Batch, you know, like it's just every single person that was possibly living at 1600 Vine at the time. I met them all.
Was it overwhelming? Was it intimidating?
It was just like, no, I don't get intimidated meeting new people. It was more of just like,
period.
like this is like a life. Like you guys all live in this apartment and you just make content all day. And like nobody's doors were locked at the time. Like you could just walk into anybody's apartment and it was just like a fun free for all. And everyone's just there making content. And then they're like making money. And I'm like, this is what you guys do? Like this is so fun. And I was trying to find a new place at the time. And my ex and I were getting back together. It was like this whole thing. And so I told him about this apartment and I was like, we have to move here. Like this is like, we have to do this. And he loved the idea of the social media world. So like he was on board.
Okay.
And we moved into this apartment and then that's how I started doing skits. And I would do skits with all these, you know, I would like Mark Donor and George and Logan and all these people and Twan and all them. And the skits started doing really well.
On Vine?
No, on Instagram.
On Instagram, okay.
I guess maybe they would post it on Vine too. I never got into that.
Oh, okay.
But they would do really well on Instagram, and I started kind of like blowing up a little bit. And then
what was your character? Were you like one specific character, or were you acting like a bunch of different things?
No, just any different thing.
Okay.
Yeah, someone would be like, "Oh, I need a girl for this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Okay.
So it was just fun, and like I wasn't making money from it yet. Like I was just kind of still doing I was still going to work. I was still
you were driving from 1600 out to Nobu.
Well, I quit Nobu at that point, and I wound up doing I opened up Beauty in Essex, which I don't know if you know where it is. It's in it's in Hollywood.
Okay.
It's like where the Dream Hotel is and all that
stuff.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
Okay.
So I did that.
You opened it up?
Yeah, they had well, I didn't personally like myself open it up,
you
but
opened
like
a new restaurant?
I opened it up with other people. Like we all just and so I would still work until finally Logan offered me a job to be like his personal assistant / a character in his YouTube channel.
So was he already vlogging at this point?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He was already huge.
Okay.
Like he was getting really big.
And then what was it like? Like one day did he like text you and say like, "Hey, can we chat?" Or were you like walking down the hall at 1600 and he's like, "Hey, it'd be fun," or like how did it happen?
At that point we were already friends, and like he would always just be like, "Yeah, come hang out in like the YouTube video today." So it was kind of just like I was already hanging out with him and all the boys. And then he was trying to find an assistant. Like every day there'd be a new girl like around, and I'm like, "What's with all these girls? Like what's the deal?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I'm trying to find an assistant. I keep like testing out new people, but no one's really working." I was like, you know, it would be fun. Like, I was like, let's do I'll test out to be your assistant. Like, and you can just put me through challenges, and I think it'd be really fun.
Hell yeah.
And then later on that day, he texted me. He's like, actually, would you really consider doing it? Like, because I think that would be amazing. And I was like, well, I can't. Like, I work. He's like, oh, I'll like pay whatever they're paying you, and it'll be great. Like, you know, you could just stop work and come work for me.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah,
really?
Sure.
You had no reservations about it?
No, because like I knew that, you know, serving wasn't going to be my life. Like I wanted to be in social media. I wanted to do stuff, and like who else better to learn from than him, you know? And it wasn't, like I said, it was like half doing assistant work, half like being a character for like his vlog. So I wasn't really like going to be behind the scenes doing hard work all day. It was like kind of like 50-50. So
basically, like he would pay you to do some tasks here and there.
Basically, I mean, like I did tasks every single day.
Okay.
But it was more of like, come with me to do it. Like do this, do that. Like, but be here and like be in the vlog.
Like, what would you do? Like take out the trash and do the laundry?
Honestly, yeah, I did his laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you'd literally be like doing laundry and then also starring as a huge character in these vlogs that are like getting millions of views.
I guess, but it's like
crazy.
It's weird. It's like to say like starring, because I was just there. Like I was just there, and then the camera would be on me, and that's it. But it was like our banter people loved, because people liked us like going back and forth, and they were always like, "Oh, Ayla's acting like the mom, and it's funny." And so I developed like this like mom character of like taking care of him and being, I don't know, it was just like a whole thing, and it worked, and everyone loved it, and so I had already started my YouTube channel before we did the work together. So I had already had a channel.
The workouts and stuff.
And then he was like, you know, if you're going to work for me, like you can't really do social media because like I need you all the time. And I was like, oh, that's fine. But then when I stopped working for him, I had so many people following me that it was almost like overwhelming. I was like, well, what do I do now?
Right.
What do you guys want to see?
Yeah. So, okay. So how long were you his assistant for?
not even that long. It was like 4 months.
And really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not very long at all. And I feel like, I mean, I actually didn't really know that this was a part of your career and like life story until maybe like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I've never really asked you about it. But you were his assistant for only 4 months. I thought it was like something like 2 years.
No, it was only like 4 months, maybe a little longer, but like it was really short. It just felt long because he was posting every single day.
Oh yeah.
So like every single day you saw a video, but like when you really look at the timeline, it's like not long at all.
What was the growth like for you on your personal socials during that 4-month period?
I had already had like 100,000 followers before I started working with him, so I had like a little bit of a following. And I also had a small amount of following on my YouTube as well. Like I think I had like 50,000 or maybe 60, whatever it was. And then after working with him, like every day it was crazy. It was just like watching my growth, like 20,000 followers a day, it was just like crazy.
Yeah.
So then when I got off, I didn't know what to do because I stopped working for him, and it was like I still had to figure out what I wanted to do. Like, who am I without these people? Like, am I a content creator that's funny? Do I want to do workout stuff? Do I want to travel? Like, who am I? So I had to like kind of figure myself out once I left doing that. And then that was the best year of my life, because that whole year was me just like just doing anything that I felt I wanted to do to try to figure out who I was.
Yeah.
And then I figured it out, and I was like, oh my God, I love travel. I love like getting in like to fashion. I love, just meeting new people and experiencing new life and like trying new food. Like I was just like, oh, I was so enamored by like the I guess blogger kind of lifestyle. And so then I figured out that's what I love. Like I want to travel. I want to do this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's really, really cool, because, you would think after you do something, like you were basically on a TV show for so long, and so many of the people who followed you, like they got to know you through that TV show, and then that ended. You're kind of at a loss, and you have one of two decisions. You can either be like, oh, I guess like I'm not a part of this anymore. Like I might as well just like go back to doing like something outside of this entire realm, or I can take what has the opportunities that have been given to me. I have this new platform, and I'm gonna go from I was here and I hopped to here, and instead of hopping back here, you're just like, I'm gonna hop here.
Yeah.
And you were asking yourself those questions again: who am I? What do I want? And how can I make this work for me?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I could have kept doing what I knew people liked, which was making like the funny funny skit content, or continuously hanging out with Logan or hanging out with the boys. But I was like, okay, I mean, that's probably what people want to see, but like, is that what I want to do?
Yeah. I
mean, and there was no bad blood. Like we all, ended completely good friends. Like we're still friends.
Good.
But it was definitely a step in trying to figure out. And I was scared. I was like, what if I lose followers? What if they don't want this? This is not what they signed up for. But everyone stayed for the most part, I think. And it got even better.
Because you were able to do you.
Yeah.
And because you were doing you, your content was even better. Something you like really, really cared about.
Yeah. And people liked the travel stuff. So it worked out.
So is that when you got more into fitness, or were you already into fitness then?
I would say I was already into fitness, but I was more like behind the scenes with it. I wasn't like posting about it. Okay. And then over time, I'd say I got into travel a lot, and then I got into like my fitness realm, and then I got into like my dog realm, and now I'm in my mom realm. Like there's like different phases of like my social media life.
You could say phases, or you could say eras.
Eras.
One of the two.
Yes. We're going to go with eras. Yeah. But it's crazy because some people stay the same. Like, I mean, you look at like JC and Kian, like they've stayed consistent with their content, like, yeah, there's maybe different types of videos here and there, and they've done their reality house, but like their content has stayed the same. And like when I look at my life, it's just a group. group,
yes,
you know, and it's kind of like, I don't know. And I love that. Like, I like switching it up because it's really hard for me to stay in one thing.
Yeah. I was talking about this recently with someone. It's kind of like in like the entertainment industry, there are some entertainers and creators who do kind of like, they know their niche and they stay with it, and that's what works, and that's a very smart way to do things.
Yeah.
And then there's other people, like I remember seeing this interview with Michael B. Jordan, who is obviously kind of a different entertainer than we are. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about how like he'll go from project to project, and every single project that he's on is going to be different from the last one, and it's going to be different from the next one. Mm-hmm. But when he's in that project, he's all in on that project, and that's what he cares about, and that's his job, that's his life, that's his career.
Yeah, I love that.
Right, me too. Yeah. I think I like that too, because at least for me, as I grow and change as a human being, I kind of learn more and more what I feel like. I go like this, like I started out here, I liked all these different things and did all these different things, and then it just slowly like funnels down, and you kind of like shave some things off.
Yeah.
And eventually though, I do kind of feel like you really do figure out like this is where you're at. But then after
it's
that,
good because you tried it too. Like you tried all these things up here, and then you figured out like slowly what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And so you got more into fitness, or you started posting more about fitness. Mm-hmm. Is this like when you started having like crazy insane abs?
Yeah, probably. I went into a really big fitness phase. I put out like a fitness program. I was like so into getting my body into exactly what I wanted. Also, it was my first time walking in swim week, so it was like a goal of mine to get my body like exactly what I wanted.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
wait. I'm sorry. Walking in swim week, like in Florida, in Miami?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you like walked the runway? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, it was at the time, like I you know, I for sure was so happy about it because I was like probably, I think I was like one of the smallest girls to ever walk.
Right.
On a runway for swim week.
Usually because, and I mean, over the years, the model industry has gotten more inclusive, but this is a while ago, and usually all the models look basically like really, really tall. They look like Barbie, essentially. Yeah. But then you got picked for it.
Yeah, it was really exciting, and I was so happy about it. I loved that the company was like wanting to work with me, and I wish I like did it a little bit better because there were a few other companies that I had potentials with, but I didn't go out early enough to kind of do like the interviews and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But overall, I was so happy I did it. It's kind of like another thing I get to be like, oh, I tried that too. Like that's fun, you know. And being short, like that's like a leap for me because short girls don't get to walk in runways. Right. But yeah, it was fun, and I'm excited that I did it. But that also like stemmed my motivation for wanting to get like these amazing abs and big butt and blah blah blah. Oh, yeah. But I'll probably go back into like a good fitness phase too once I have my baby because I want to be a hot mom.
A hot mom. Oh my God,
I want to be like
you will be
the hottest mom. I want to just work my body, make sure I'm like doing all the best things I can, and you know, so I can be active with I'm having a boy. I need to be active with him, you know?
Yeah, he's going to want to like wrestle and run around and
play sports. Yeah, and I don't want it to be like he just goes and plays with dad. Like, no.
Right.
Like, you can play with mom too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So this is when you got into fitness, and this is also when you realized that you have a passion for dogs?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a passion for dogs. Like,
okay.
I mean, Moomer, I adopted him when he was like, that was when I was in college. So like I've already wanted to save dogs.
Yeah.
And even when I was in college as well, I would work Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. at this shelter in Simi Valley.
Wow.
So I was just always into dogs, but like people don't really know that because like I wasn't in social media at the time, so they don't know like all the stuff I did back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Do you love dogs more than humans?
Yeah.
Like without a doubt. That's not even a joke.
Yeah. Because they're just
really.
Yeah.
So who are you gonna love more, your son or Moomer?
Oh no, I hate those questions. No, obviously. Oh my God. Obviously, my son is like that's my son. Yes. I have to But no, I hate those questions because people are like, oh well, you know, Moomer and Honey are no longer your babies. I was like, no, they are.
They are.
They are my first babies.
No, and the thing about love is that it's not like if you love one thing a lot, it takes away from the love that you have from something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The more you love, the more love you have to love with.
Yeah, like if you like are like, oh, like, okay, if you had to choose between like your son, the dogs, and Kian, I mean, goodbye, Kian. Like
number one check, easy.
Just kidding.
No,
but like it's the love.
That's easy.
Yeah, bye. I'm like B, quick. No, but like I just the love I have for my animals are just. It's just
what is it?
No, it's not comparable.
Like why though? What do you love so much about them? Because you have more empathy for dogs, honestly, than anybody I've ever met in my entire life. Like you will just start crying for no reason because you see a dog.
Like they're so pure. Think about it. Like all a dog wants is your love. That's all they need. You could get mad at them and they'd be like, "It's okay," and they come back and they kiss you. Like they're just so like. They're so helpless too. Like all they want to do is be your friend.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. And like some of them, are a little bit more aggressive than others. A lot of that's because of maybe how they were raised, or maybe they were neglected, or they weren't treated, taught right correctly growing up. But I don't know. Dogs are just they're just the best. I mean, and they give people so much joy. And if you don't have a dog, like I encourage you to get one because
adopt.
Seriously, it's like you could be going through the hardest time, or you could be so stressed out, or you could lose a job, or you could have a bad relationship, and your dog will just always be happy to see you when you get home. And that just brings like this happiness in your heart where like you're like, I'm never alone. Like I have you. Like you make me feel whole again,
Whoa.
It's just so cute. I just love them.
I have never heard it put like that before.
It's just, I don't know. They're just amazing.
I've wanted a dog for a long time. I've never had one of my own personally, like outside of growing up.
It's such an incredible, it's different too. Cause like you could be around dogs and like, you're like, oh, well, I'm around dogs. So like, I know what it feels like. You don't know what it feels like until it's yours, until you have like that responsibility. It's like, I truly don't know how to explain it to people. It's life-changing. And I've seen it change people. Yeah. I've seen people laugh at me for crying over dogs. I remember this one guy back in college. He was like, "You missed this whole thing because your dog died." Like he like made fun of me for it. Like how could you, like, it was like this huge big event and I was like, I couldn't go. I was crying. And he's like, over your dog? Like it's your family dog. Like how now he has these 2 little wiener dogs. And this man would do anything for those dogs. And it's like, oh, now you know.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
And if they died, he would have missed that same event as well. He wouldn't. There's no way he'd be able to go out and talk to people.
It's just such a different feeling, and I don't know how to explain it to people. But and getting a rescue dog, those ones are the ones that are so thankful. So like you'll feel this love from a rescue dog that like you wouldn't get from a normal, like, I mean, I buy dogs. I'm not like, don't buy dogs, because if you don't buy a dog, that dog then goes to a shelter. Yeah.
They all need parents.
They all need parents. I don't care if you have to buy it or rescue. I'm just saying, when you rescue, these dogs will like thank you every single day. Like it's like a different kind of love, I swear.
Oh so yeah, God.
I could go on for hours. But.
No, I love it. And because the purity that you speak of when you talk about dogs, the same purity comes through just in your entire being. It's like you are filled with so much pure love for these animals. And,
I do. I just love them.
And I think actually it's a very important part of society and a very noble cause to stand for, because it, like you said, it does change people. Not everybody is in a relationship, not everybody's meant to be in a relationship, not everybody's meant to get married and have kids and everything like that, but then you could have a dog, and that will turn you into a more responsible and a more selfless human being, which we need more of in the world.
Yes.
100%. And also, around this time, I feel like is probably when you and I met. Is that right? Back when you were in 1600.
Yeah, well,
right?
I would feel like I got more into like the rescuing dogs after we met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've always been into the dog thing, but yeah, 1600. You and I met more when I was in the phase of like, you know,
the skits and stuff.
Yeah, that's when we met.
Okay, backtrack because I want to talk about that for a second. So I've my friend Devin hired me to do this shoot, to do a merch shoot for Twan. And we go and we meet up at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And you know what's so crazy is one, Ayla pulls up. And I also met Moomer that day.
Oh my God, yeah. Moomer was part of that shoot too.
Yes.
That was so cute.
And also Jacqueline Anderson was there too.
Yes.
And someone else was there, but I can't remember her name or who it was really.
I know. I don't know.
I can't remember. We did not stay connected. But I remember I was like, okay, oh my God, like this is scary. This is intimidating. Like all these girls are so beautiful. And like, I hope that like the pictures come out. And I don't even think, no, Twan was there.
I think it was this girl, London, that he dated at the time.
That's it. Yes, you're right. It was
Yeah.
London. Yes. And yeah, so we start the shoot and stuff. And I remember I took this picture of you and you had like the white t-shirt, the white Twan t-shirt, and you kind of tied it up to like make it look a little bit cuter.
Okay.
And it was like really super oversized on you.
I know, everything is.
And then, but it was a big shirt. And then I remember I took this picture of you and it was like nice because the light was coming from behind the leaves and you were just glowing like this princess.
I don't remember this photo at all.
I remember it. Oh yeah. Because I remember I turned and I showed it to you and you were like, whoa, I really like your photo style. And I just kind of felt like I felt seen in that moment. I was like, oh, I'm not like just, you know, a photographer behind the camera. Like this person is actually looking at my work and being like, oh, like you recognizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was like, I like how we can kind of like lean back a little bit.
I know. I was like, I'm going to lean back, but I need to scoot up, make sure I'm like still.
No, yeah, you have
about to unbutton my pants too.
Please do. Be comfortable. Yes. Anything you need. Are you good? Do you need anything?
No, I'm good. Yeah. I mean, do you have ice cream?
Ice cream?
I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not allowed to have sugar right now.
Okay, no, I don't have any ice cream.
Yeah, I know.
Never.
Oh gosh,
there's no sugar in this entire household.
It's not that I'm not allowed to have sugar. I'm just trying to limit it.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with sugar during this pregnancy
craving
season.
Oh
my God, craving season.
Did you have a cinnamon raisin toast this morning?
Oh my God, I ran out this
morning. Oh no, I'm so sorry for bringing it up. Too soon.
Literally, yesterday was my last day of my cinnamon raisin toast.
Okay, so no more. You're done.
Oh no, I'm going today.
Okay, you're going to the store right after
but
this.
But this morning I didn't get to have it, so I went to Starbucks instead. But you are on the right. I have it every single morning.
Oh my God, every time you post it, I get so jealous with like butter and everything like that. I love that shit. Also, speaking of Starbucks, bring the cinnamon raisin bagels back.
That was a thing?
They used to have cinnamon raisin bagels, yes,
really?
And they discontinued it, and it pisses me off every time I try to go get a bagel there. The only kind of bagel I really want. Yeah, it's a travesty. But anyway, that's. Oh yes, please do. Anything you need to do.
I'm folding it so it looks kind of like cute.
And it says me but not pregnant.
Oh, Cinnabon! I'm craving Cinnabon. Oh my God, someone said that. Don't even talk to me about cinnamon rolls.
Cinnabon is the juiciest cinnamon treat you can have.
My pants and I just.
Good. Please get comfortable.
I'm like, yeah.
This is eventually going to be like the Be Free podcast. So, you know, I want people to be free and do what you need to do. Okay.
Oh, yes, I will be. I'm letting it all out.
Yes, absolutely. And by the way, we won't go too much longer, but I do have a few more questions for you.
Go for it. I'll answer fast.
Okay. So here we go.
Okay.
That's when we met.
Yeah.
You were amazing. You were like, let's go do this shoot.
Thank you.
And then I remember we went to go do our first shoot.
Yes.
We went up to Runyon.
Yes.
We took some amazing sunset photos.
Yes.
You looked incredible.
Thanks.
And then we went down to Aroma.
Yes.
And then we were editing
Great
there.
Talk.
And yes, because that is when I came out to you in person at Aroma.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, I think I'm going to be okay and safe coming out to this girl. And lo and behold, I absolutely was. And you like... I feel like that's when we like more so we're like connecting on a human level as opposed to like model and photographer level.
Right. Yeah. Surface level.
Fast forward, I ran into you at an event. I think it was a Boohoo event. There was a ball pit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I remember I was walking into this event and I was like my friends had like I was there with Chelsea and JC actually.
Wait, no. The first time I remember seeing you after that was at JC's house. JC.
Nope.
No, it wasn't.
Nope, because this is before you were dating Kian. Really? So yes, yes, this was still 2018.
Okay,
I remember this because I was going into this event, and I went with Chelsea and JC again, and our friend Avi, and then they had gone in before me, and I think I was maybe having trouble getting in, and then all of a sudden this like bright, beautiful spirit was like, "Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you." And I like looked at you, and I was like, "Ayla, oh my God, hi!" And I just like I don't know. I didn't expect like such like kindness from someone that I really only met a couple times.
That's so funny.
But there you were, and it really stuck with me once again. Anyway, the next time I saw you was at that house.
Yeah, and that's when I was so shocked. I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And you're like, "What are you doing here?" You're like, "I'm like Chelsea's like one of my best friends," and I was like, "Oh," and you're like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Well, I'm kind of hanging out with this guy Kian," and you're like, "Oh, yeah, like Kian." And I just like I didn't know anyone from the group. Like I was just like brand new to the whole scene. I didn't know JC, Chelsea, like Corey, Croft. I didn't know anybody. I just knew this guy that I met on a dating app, and that was like my second time hanging out with him, and you showed up, and I was like, "Oh my God, someone I know."
We know each other.
What the heck?
And once again, you left a mark on me because I will never forget that night. You gave me like the longest, sweetest, warmest hug.
Oh, that's good.
And I feel like I didn't deserve it.
I remember seeing you for all these things, but I love how all these moments made such an impact with you, because like it just makes me feel so happy.
Well, that's what you do. And that's like honestly what you continue to do. Like I just always feel so like seen and loved and respected by you. And I'm sure that is the effect that you have on basically everyone that gets to be around you.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
And so do you. Like, I mean, you obviously, I always feel that sometimes I can be, you know, a little bit more like tired or whatever. You're always happy. Like
well, that's because I'm around you when you see me.
And even when Kian and I found out that like our baby could possibly be like, I mean, if he's a little late, like possibly around your birthday, we were like, "Oh my God, we'll have a little Brian."
Oh,
like
no.
That's so cute.
No, you did not say that.
Yeah, I mean, we love that.
Oh my God.
We obviously, I mean, if we can have someone that has like your personality, that would just be great.
That's overwhelming. Yeah, chat, if you don't know this, the baby is, or do they know the due date? Is that allowed?
Well, the due date actually changed, so there isn't. Yeah.
Okay. It was
around your birthday, so we didn't have a specific day, but we knew it would be around that week of your birthday. But now we went to the doctor, and things might be changing. So we're not telling the due date that we got recently.
Okay.
Because we want to keep that kind of to ourselves.
Yes.
But it's different now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was honored for the short window that it was, super close to my birthday.
I know.
And he'll, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing he's going to be a Libra.
Oh, yes. He will be a Libra.
Of time. Yes.
Yeah, because she's not going to let me go past my 40 weeks.
Okay.
She'll probably induce me if I'm past that, which means he won't pass Libra season. He'll be induced before Libra season ends.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're happy about that.
Well,
I just am so excited.
Yes, and it's coming up very, very soon. And I'm a little bit upset because he's going to be overshadowing my birthday, but whatever.
No, his birthday's going to be pretty bad.
Yes, like literal birthday.
Oh my God, that's going to be so funny.
Well, yeah, I can't wait. And I just want to tell you that, I have so much respect for you.
Thank you.
And even today, like I've known you for so many years, but I've still learned so much about you, and just hearing about, especially how you like hustled and you were grinding all the way through college, like paying for your apartment and then getting that job at Nobu, and then you talking about how like you don't get intimidated when you meet people. And I don't know, you have such a huge level of respect for other people and respect for yourself.
Thanks.
You're very selfless as well, and it's interesting to hear you talk about the place that you were like the role that you had in your family, and how you were always like, I want to be someone that my younger siblings can always rely on and depend on and go to if they need anything. And now here you are, obviously pregnant, and you're kind of like we were talking about in the beginning, like you're like the pillar of your entire family. And it's really cool just to see that you've stepped into that, and then here you go about to embark on this new era.
I know, it's crazy.
of actually being a mother. You've been a mother to so many people throughout the years, and dogs, and
I guess so.
and now it's like it's the real thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I've always wanted to do, is be a mom. So I'm like super excited about it, and I know that nobody's perfect in parenting. Obviously I just hope I can do my best, and I hope my kid likes me, because like,
oh my God,
but you hear stories sometimes of people just being like, oh yeah, my mom. I'm like, no.
Well, okay. I think your son is going to love you, and he will see how wonderful you are. It's impossible not to. But I will say my mom is wonderful, and I was kind of mean to her for like a year.
So I guess it happens. It's kind of like I just have to go through whatever phase he's going through. But at the end of the day, I just have to remember, maybe this is just a phase. He'll come back to me.
Yes, yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well, do you have any like, not advice, but just like basically, I was wondering, to close out, what are like kind of like the words that you live by? Like, what is it that like gets you out of bed in the morning, and what do you believe is the right way to live?
Well, I it's funny because I actually have this conversation with Kian all the time, because we're very different in our mindsets of thinking about our ways of living. Kian likes to always remind me that we have so much time. Like, why do you need to do this now? We have time. We'll be together forever. Why do we need to like worry about this now? We can travel like when we're old, like, after. And I like to think of things as, I don't know where my time is. I might not have time tomorrow. Every day. So like, I'm like, let's do it now. Let's like live in this moment now. That's kind of like my motivation. My son now has also been motivation. Like, I'm so interested in grinding really hard on social media. I want to do the best I can and create like a stable life for my son. Yeah. And I want Kian and I to be like such, good parents, and we're constantly like working on ourselves as well and our relationship together. So I don't know. I mean, I don't have specific words that I live by, but I'm just a very like in the now person. Like, I just don't see the point in waiting, because I also feel like, I don't know if you've ever seen those TikToks of when there's this guy, he interviews older people, and a lot of the times they say they wish they did things when they were younger, like specific things, whether it was like, ask this person out, or travel to this place, or buy that boat, or whatever it was, and then it gets to the point where they're too late, or they're physically not able to anymore because like their doctor's like, oh, I don't recommend you sailing, at this age, or I don't know, like, I just don't see the point in waiting in life. So that would be my advice, is don't wait. I don't know what you're waiting for. Just do it.
Hell yeah. Well, that is a beautiful way to close this thing out.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's exactly.
And I get it. Money is definitely a factor.
Yes.
But, actually, I'm bringing him up again, but a really, like, a person who we were just talking about the other day, like Seb. Seb doesn't let money define his life. Like, he's out traveling the world right now. He's in London, and if he doesn't have money, then he's hitchhiking, and he's just like, but he's living, and he's gonna come back with so many stories and memories, and I'm like, that's cool. Yeah. Like, I love that, and he's not doing it in a terrible way. Like, he's respectful and like so nice to his friends, and he still sends you a text, and like, he could be in Colombia at 4 a.m, just be like, hey, I just want to check in, make sure you're doing good. It's like,
one of the most loving and thoughtful people.
Like, I don't know. I think that's great. I think there's chances to do a lot in life. You just have to you have to take that step and not be scared.
Yes.
Everyone's scared.
Yes. Seize the moment. Carpe diem.
Yeah.
You never know which day could be your last. And
yeah.
And I will say it's very obvious that you live by that. Even just when I'm talking to you, it's like you are right here in the moment. And
yeah.
It's inspiring.
Thanks.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing your life story with us today.
Oh my God. Thank you for asking me. I hope I didn't bore any of you guys on my life story.
Absolutely not.
And now I'm probably gonna go. Oh, I want In-N-Out.
Ooh, I'll take you.
Oh my God.
You want to go? We can pick it up. Okay, sweet.
We're gonna go not eat healthy right now.